Around 155 million years ago, an unusual creature roamed the Earth, Stegosaurus. With a tank-like body, dragon-like plates, and a brain smaller than a dog's, this herbivore defied the odds, thriving for over 10 million years among giant predators. How did it survive in such a fierce world? Through unique adaptations that have fascinated scientists and the public alike for generations. Let's explore the secrets of Stegosaurus's survival. Imagine a Stegosaurus lumbering across the screen in a Hollywood blockbuster, slow, clumsy, and barely capable of defending itself. This cinematic image is iconic but strays far from reality. Movies often portray Stegosaurus as a dim-witted, helpless giant, but the truth reveals a creature of incredible evolutionary design. This gap between popular portrayal and science skews our understanding of ancient life, oversimplifying creatures that were far more complex and resilient. Stegosaurus, for instance, is a classic example of how early paleontological assumptions shaped popular beliefs. When its fossils first emerged in the late 19th century, scientists were puzzled by its strange structure. Early reconstructions wildly misrepresented it. Some imagined it standing upright, while others likened it to a turtle with flat plates. The confusion was understandable. Paleontology relies on incomplete fossils, and interpretations often evolve with new finds and technology. One enduring misconception was that Stegosaurus had a second brain in its hip area to control its rear body. This idea emerged after scientists discovered an enlarged cavity in its hip and speculated it was a secondary brain, compensating for the small main brain. Later studies revealed this cavity likely held an expanded spinal cord, similar to what exists in birds and other dinosaurs. Revisiting Stegosaurus with a modern scientific lens reveals a remarkable creature, far from the helpless plant eater of movies. Stegosaurus was highly specialized for survival, armed with defensive adaptations that made it a formidable presence even among massive predators. Its back plates, once thought to lie flat or align in a single row, were actually arranged in two staggered rows. This unique setup may have helped with thermoregulation and deterrence against predators. Equipped with a jaw suited for processing tough vegetation and a muscular spiked tail, Stegosaurus was no passive prey. This tail, often called the thagomizer, could deliver lethal blows, transforming Stegosaurus into a force capable of defending itself. Far more than a simple walking pincushion, it was a triumph of evolution, a creature perfectly designed to thrive in a world teeming with predators. Nature's ingenuity manifested itself in the Stegosaurus's most iconic feature, its distinctive backplates. These large, triangular, bony structures, embedded in the skin rather than attached directly to the skeleton, have intrigued scientists for over a century. Their unique configuration often led to separation from the body during fossilization, presenting paleontologists with a prehistoric puzzle. The purpose of these plates has been a subject of debate among paleontologists. Theories range from defense, making Stegosaurus appear larger and more intimidating, to temperature regulation, acting like solar panels to help the dinosaur manage its body heat. Some scientists have even proposed they might have been used for species recognition. To unravel this mystery, researchers have closely examined the structure and composition of the plates. They discovered that the plates were likely covered in a keratinous sheath, similar to human fingernails, providing additional strength and potentially sharp edges. The real breakthrough came when scientists looked inside the plates, finding a complex network of blood vessels running through the bone. The most compelling evidence points to a combination of functions. The plates were probably used for display, either to intimidate predators or to attract mates, while simultaneously serving as a thermoregulatory system. This dual-purpose adaptation was a key factor in Stegosaurus's ability to thrive in a world of giant predators, maximizing its survival chances while minimizing energy costs. This unique physiological adaptations allowed Stegosaurus to carve out a successful niche in the dangerous world of the late Jurassic. As we continue to study this fascinating creature, we're constantly amazed by the intricate survival strategies that evolved millions of years before humans walked the Earth. While Stegosaurus's plates were impressive, its most formidable weapon was hiding in plain sight. The dinosaur's tail could deliver a blow more devastating than any modern animal, thanks to a feature known as the thagomizer. This array of spikes adorning the tail of Stegosaurus and its relatives was a serious piece of biological weaponry. 4 long spikes, each measuring between 60 to 90 centimeters in length, protruded from the end of Stegosaurus's muscular tail. These were living weapons, sharp and sturdy enough to puncture the hide of even the most formidable Jurassic predators. The effectiveness of the thagomizer was confirmed by fossil evidence. An Allosaurus specimen, one of Stegosaurus's chief predators, was found with a deep, distinctive puncture wound in its pelvis. The shape and size of the wound left little doubt. This was the mark of a Stegosaurus thagomizer. This discovery provided concrete evidence that Stegosaurus not only could use its tail as a weapon, but did so with devastating effect. Recent studies have revealed that Stegosaurus's tail was far more flexible than previously thought. Unlike some other dinosaurs, Stegosaurus lacked ossified tendons in its tail, allowing for a greater range of motion. This flexibility, combined with the powerful muscles of its hips and tail, meant that Stegosaurus could swing its thagomizer with incredible force and precision. Paleontologists estimate that the tip of a Stegosaurus's tail could potentially reach speeds of up to 90 miles per hour, 144 kilometers per hour, when striking. The force behind such a blow would have been more than enough to shatter bones and deter even the most persistent predator. This combination of flexibility, strength, and lethality made the thagomizer an extremely effective deterrent against the large predators of the Jurassic period. Allosaurus and Ceratosaurus, formidable hunters in their own right, would have thought twice before taking on a fully grown Stegosaurus. The fossil record suggests that when they did, the encounters often ended badly for the predators. Despite its formidable defenses, Stegosaurus had a curious trait that seemed mismatched to its success. This dinosaur, comparable in size to a modern bus and clad with bony plates and a lethal spiked tail, had a brain that weighed only around 80 grams, 2.8 ounces, about the size of a walnut or lime. This small brain was responsible for coordinating a body up to 9 meters, 30 feet in length, and weighing up to 5,000 kilograms, 11,000 pounds, giving Stegosaurus one of the lowest brain-to-body mass ratios of any known dinosaur. This extreme difference between body and brain size has intrigued paleontologists and contributed to the myth of Stegosaurus as a dumb dinosaur. However, understanding Stegosaurus's low encephalization quotient, EQ, a measure comparing brain size to body size, offers insights into how it thrived in the Jurassic despite limited cognitive power. While its EQ was indeed low, brain size alone doesn't fully determine survival abilities. Instinctive behavior often matters more than intelligence, especially in creatures adapted for survival over complex thought. The survival of Stegosaurus for over 10 million years in a world filled with massive predators indicates it was well equipped to meet its environment's demands. Instead of relying on complex problem-solving, Stegosaurus likely depended on instinctual responses to basic needs like feeding, mating, and avoiding danger. Fossil evidence suggests these dinosaurs lived in herds, providing a protective advantage where group behavior was more about following cues than individual intelligence. Herds would have enabled Stegosaurus to evade predators without complex strategies. Just following the group and responding to danger signals would suffice. Furthermore, Stegosaurus's physical traits were highly effective in discouraging attacks. Its plates and tail spikes, known as the thagomizer, meant it didn't need to outsmart predators. It only needed to deter them with its intimidating features. The limited energy demands of a small brain could have offered a survival benefit, allowing Stegosaurus to allocate more resources to its large body, defensive structures, and energy-intensive digestion of tough Jurassic plants. In studying Stegosaurus's physiology, we find its small brain was just one part of a finely tuned survival strategy, underscoring that in nature, success often lies in fitting well into one's environment, rather than relying on high intelligence. Next, we'll delve further into how this iconic dinosaur's distinctive physiology, from feeding to movement, shaped its life and interactions in the Jurassic world. Stegosaurus was more than its defenses and small brain. It was a marvel of adaptation. Stegosaurus faced a formidable challenge. sustaining its massive 5,000-kilogram body on a diet of tough prehistoric plants, with only small, peg-like teeth and jaws capable of simple up and down movements. Despite these apparent limitations, this iconic dinosaur flourished for millions of years. The secret to its success lay in a combination of unique adaptations and feeding strategies. The late Jurassic period, about 150 million years ago, presented a world vastly different from our own. The Morrison Formation, where most Stegosaurus fossils have been discovered, was characterized by a semi-arid climate with distinct wet and dry seasons. This environment supported diverse vegetation, much of it tough and fibrous, adapted to withstand periods of drought. Stegosaurus's mouth structure seemed ill-equipped for such a challenge. Its teeth lacked the complex grinding surfaces found in many other herbivorous dinosaurs. However, studies have shown that Stegosaurus had a relatively weak bite, estimated to be less than half that of a Labrador retriever. This reveals a key aspect of its feeding strategy. Instead of tackling large, tough plant parts, Stegosaurus likely focused on softer, more nutritious vegetation. The structure of Stegosaurus's skull and neck provides further insights into its feeding habits. Its long neck and small head suggest it was adapted to graze on low-lying plants, likely feeding at heights of about 1 meter above the ground. This would have allowed access to a variety of ferns, cycads, and other low-growing plants common in its environment. Digestion posed another challenge. Some scientists have proposed that Stegosaurus might have used gastroliths, small rocks swallowed to help grind up food in the stomach. While no direct evidence of this has been found in Stegosaurus fossils, it's a strategy used by many modern herbivores. Moreover, Stegosaurus likely had a large, complex digestive system to break down tough plant material. Its broad rib cage suggests ample room for a large gut, necessary for the lengthy digestion process required to extract nutrients from fibrous plants. Stegosaurus's feeding strategy also adapted to seasonal changes in its environment. Its large size might have been an advantage, allowing it to survive on lower-quality food for extended periods during drought. Furthermore, the thermoregulatory function of its plates might have played a crucial role by helping Stegosaurus control its body temperature efficiently, potentially reducing its overall energy requirements and allowing it to survive on less food during lean times. As we piece together these various adaptations, a picture emerges of a creature remarkably well-suited to its environment. Stegosaurus's feeding strategy involved its entire body, from its distinctive plates to its massive gut, allowing it to thrive for millions of years in a challenging environment. This comprehensive survival strategy was just one part of Stegosaurus's daily life, influencing its behavior and interactions with other dinosaurs in the Jurassic world. Having explored Stegosaurus's unique body shape, we now turn to the intriguing question of how this dinosaur moved its massive bulk. With its distinctive arched back and mismatched limbs, Stegosaurus presented a stark contrast to the swift-footed predators and towering sauropods of its time. This unusual anatomy undoubtedly influenced its survival strategy in profound ways. The peculiar arrangement of Stegosaurus's limbs, with shorter forelimbs and longer hind limbs, had significant implications for its mobility and balance. This configuration likely shifted the dinosaur's center of gravity towards its hindquarters, affecting its walking gait and maneuverability. Recent studies have shed light on Stegosaurus's locomotive capabilities, estimating its maximum speed at 15.3 to 17.9 kilometers per hour, 9.5 to 11.1 miles per hour. While not built for speed, Stegosaurus's unique body shape offered other advantages crucial for its survival. The low-slung front end and higher rear of Stegosaurus likely facilitated its feeding habits, allowing easier access to low-growing vegetation. This posture also provided a defensive advantage, presenting potential predators with a formidable barrier of plates and the threat of its thagomizer. Some paleontologists have proposed that Stegosaurus might have been capable of rearing up on its hind legs to reach higher vegetation, although this idea remains a subject of debate within the scientific community. As paleontologists continue to study Stegosaurus fossils and draw comparisons with modern animals, our understanding of this remarkable creature's locomotion and lifestyle continues to evolve. What was once perceived as a potential liability is increasingly recognized as a sophisticated adaptation to the challenges of Jurassic life. In the broader context of Stegosaurus's existence, its movement capabilities were intricately linked to every aspect of its daily life, from feeding and defense to social interactions and mating behaviors. By examining how Stegosaurus navigated its world, we gain valuable insights into the complex interplay between its unique anatomy and its environment, offering a vivid glimpse into life during the Jurassic period. Fossilized footprints of multiple Stegosaurus moving together offer tantalizing clues about the social lives of these iconic dinosaurs. As paleontologists piece together the puzzle of Stegosaurus behavior, a surprisingly complex picture is emerging, challenging long-held beliefs about these armored herbivores. For years, Stegosaurus was viewed as a solitary creature, based on limited fossil evidence and comparisons to modern reptiles. However, recent discoveries are prompting scientists to reconsider this perspective, suggesting a more intricate social structure than previously imagined. The fossil record, particularly trackways and bone beds, provides crucial evidence for understanding Stegosaurus behavior. Trackways, or fossilized footprints, offer invaluable information about movement patterns. Some remarkable Stegosaurus trackways show multiple individuals moving in the same direction. One intriguing find revealed what appears to be 4 or 5 baby stegosaurs traveling together, hinting at the possibility of family groups or creches. Another trackway showed an adult Stegosaurus footprint overlapping with that of a juvenile, suggesting interaction between different age groups. Bone beds, sites where multiple Stegosaurus fossils have been found together, provide additional evidence of potential social interactions. While these accumulations could result from various factors, including environmental events, they raise the possibility that Stegosaurus may have gathered in groups under certain circumstances. The debate between solitary and social behavior theories for Stegosaurus continues. Some researchers argue that the evidence for social behavior is still limited, while others interpret the trackway and bone bed evidence as indicative of more regular social interactions. To gain insight into Stegosaurus social dynamics, scientists have drawn comparisons with modern animals. Some researchers suggest that, like many contemporary herbivores, Stegosaurus may have used group living as a strategy for protection against predators such as Allosaurus. However, it's crucial to remember that dinosaurs were unique creatures, and direct comparisons with modern animals should be made cautiously. As new fossil discoveries continue to reshape our understanding, we're left with a more nuanced picture of Stegosaurus. The evidence suggests that these dinosaurs may have engaged in complex social interactions, possibly living in multi-age herds or family groups. This evolving understanding adds another layer to our appreciation of Stegosaurus survival strategies, complementing its formidable physical defenses and specialized feeding adaptations. The social behavior of Stegosaurus, if it existed, would have been shaped by the specific pressures and environments of the late Jurassic period. As paleontologists continue to unearth new fossils and develop new techniques for studying prehistoric life, our understanding of these fascinating creatures continues to evolve, potentially revealing even more surprises about their lives and behaviors. While Stegosaurus has become the iconic plated dinosaur, it was part of a diverse lineage that stretched back to the early Jurassic period. Its ancestors, like Skeletosaurus, laid the groundwork for the unique features that would later define Stegosaurus and its relatives. Over millions of years, this lineage evolved, developing larger bodies, more elaborate armor, and specialized defenses. By the late Jurassic, when Stegosaurus appeared, the Stegosaur family had branched into various fascinating forms. While all shared characteristic backplates and tail spikes, each genus had its own adaptations. Hesperosaurus sported shorter, wider plates than Stegosaurus, while Kentrosaurus had a double row of plates transitioning into spikes along its back and tail. Within the Stegosaurus genus itself, 3 species are universally recognized: Stegosaurus stenops, Stegosaurus ungulatus, and Stegosaurus sulcatus. S. stenops, the best-known species, typically grew to about 6.5 meters in length. S. ungulatus was the giant of the family, reaching lengths of up to 7 meters, with longer hind limbs and more pointed plates. Sulcatus stood out for its unusually large, furrowed spikes with very large bases, though its classification has been debated. Stegosaurus's unique combination of large size, distinctive plate arrangement, and formidable thagomizer set it apart from its relatives. Its plates were larger and more varied in shape, and its tail spikes were particularly robust. Fossil evidence indicates that Stegosaurus used its thagomizer effectively against predators like Allosaurus, with injuries on Allosaurus fossils consistent with powerful blows from a Stegosaurus tail. These adaptations allowed Stegosaurus to thrive across a wide geographical range. Fossils have been found not only in the western United States, but also in Portugal, suggesting a successful and widespread genus during the late Jurassic. As we examine the Stegosaurus lineage, we're left to ponder the evolutionary forces that shaped its development and ultimately led to its extinction. The very features that made Stegosaurus so successful may have also made it vulnerable to the changing conditions at the end of the Jurassic period, a fascinating aspect of its evolutionary story that continues to intrigue paleontologists today. The extinction of Stegosaurus was not caused by a single catastrophic event, but rather a complex interplay of environmental and ecological factors. As the Jurassic period drew to a close around 145 million years ago, the world underwent significant changes that proved challenging for these armored giants. The Morrison Formation, once a lush ecosystem of rivers, floodplains, and forests, began transforming into a more arid environment with pronounced wet and dry seasons. This shift put immense pressure on the plant life that Stegosaurus relied upon for sustenance. While initially well adapted to their environment, with large bodies that could endure on lower quality food and plates that may have aided in thermoregulation, these very adaptations became potential liabilities in the changing world. As resources dwindled, competition among herbivores intensified. Stegosaurus, with its specialized feeding habits and substantial size, struggled to adapt quickly enough to these new conditions. The evolving vegetation likely favored dinosaurs with more versatile feeding strategies, or those better suited to emerging plant species. Environmental changes weren't the only challenge. The fossil record suggests a shift in predator-prey dynamics, with increased rates of cannibalization among theropods due to resource scarcity. This heightened predatory pressure further strained herbivore populations like Stegosaurus, despite their formidable defenses. The late Jurassic was characterized by superdroughts, which would have severely impacted Stegosaurus populations, making it increasingly difficult for them to find sufficient food and water to sustain their large bodies. While Stegosaurus had adapted to prefer drier settings within the Morrison Formation, this specialization may have become a disadvantage as the climate continued to change. The extinction of Stegosaurus was likely a gradual process, driven by a combination of climate change, habitat loss, increased competition, and predation pressure. As their numbers decreased, populations may have become fragmented and isolated, further reducing their chances of long-term survival. This fate was not unique to Stegosaurus. The Jurassic-Cretaceous boundary saw significant faunal turnover, with many dinosaur species going extinct and new ones emerging. Stegosaurus's disappearance was part of a broader pattern of evolutionary change as the world transitioned from the Jurassic to the Cretaceous period. The story of Stegosaurus's rise and fall provides valuable insights into the processes of evolution and extinction. It demonstrates the delicate balance of ecosystems and the profound impact of environmental change, offering lessons that remain relevant as we face our own era of rapid environmental shifts. The extinction of Stegosaurus marked the end of an era, but its story was far from over. Today, this armored giant continues to captivate scientists and the public alike, shaping our understanding of evolution and prehistoric life. Stegosaurus has undergone a remarkable transformation in the field of paleontology since its first discovery in 1877 by Othniel Charles Marsh during the infamous Bone Wars. From a scientific curiosity, it has evolved into a crucial subject for research, offering valuable insights into adaptation, natural selection, and the diversity of life in Earth's past. The ongoing revision of our understanding of Stegosaurus, from its posture to its behavior, provides valuable lessons about the nature of scientific inquiry and the importance of evidence-based reasoning. Recent discoveries, such as the nearly complete skeleton nicknamed Sophie, are providing new insights into Stegosaurus anatomy and behavior, reshaping our understanding of how this prehistoric giant moved, fed, and interacted with its environment. One of the most exciting frontiers in Stegosaurus research is the study of its defensive adaptations. By examining the structure and function of Stegosaurus's plates and spikes, researchers are gaining new insights into the evolution of defensive strategies in prehistoric animals. This research has implications that extend far beyond Stegosaurus, offering clues about predator-prey dynamics and the arms race between offensive and defensive adaptations throughout evolutionary history. The popularity of Stegosaurus has been a double-edged sword for paleontologists. While it has sparked widespread interest in prehistoric life and helped fund further research, it has also led to the propagation of outdated or inaccurate information. Scientists must often contend with and correct popular misconceptions about these prehistoric creatures, highlighting the complex interplay between science and popular culture in shaping our understanding of prehistoric life. As our understanding of Stegosaurus continues to evolve, so too does our broader picture of prehistoric life. Each new discovery, each revised interpretation, adds another piece to the complex puzzle of Earth's past. In this way, Stegosaurus serves as a window into the ever-changing landscape of paleontology and our ongoing quest to understand the history of life on our planet. Stegosaurus is a testament to how scientific understanding grows. Once mistaken for an aquatic turtle, this dinosaur is now celebrated as a land-dwelling herbivore with distinct traits. Its story underscores the importance of ongoing research in paleontology. Beyond its appearance, Stegosaurus reveals much about dinosaur diversity and adaptation during the late Jurassic. Its iconic plates and spiked tail show the diverse survival strategies of ancient creatures. Each fossil discovery adds to our knowledge, reminding us that our grasp of prehistoric life is still unfolding. Continued research promises to unlock even more insights into Earth's ancient ecosystems.